And just want to say hello to everybody. Let's start to get ready for week 6. Hopefully you're going to have an enjoyable um, weekend off before we turn around and come back together next week. I'm sure you're visiting with family and friends, and certainly remembering those that are no longer with us this Memorial Day weekend. That being said, let's take a look at some of the assignments that are going to be due. So you'll notice that you're going to have a final week 6 paper, and you're given a couple of options to turn around and choose from. One of them is self-reflection, a 2 to 3 page essay on how abnormal psychology has affected your life or impacted your life. Maybe you have somebody with a mental illness in your family that you are caring for or dealing with. Maybe it's something that is personal to you that you have gone through yourself. And you can think about some of the different things that are there in the description for you to turn around and focus on. It's not a bad option. The other one is a case study, option 2, where you can take a look at a character from pop culture, and TV, movies, music, etc. And then there's a model below. Personally, I think self-reflection is a good way to go, but certainly you have both options there for you. The final project is different from what we just described there, and basically you have 3 options here. Option 1, give advice. Create a PowerPoint, create a booklet presentation to a specific audience. So let's say you want to turn around and have some presentation that you're targeting towards, let's say, teenagers and some of the unique changes that they're going to go through. You turn around and use that as your focus. If you think about sort of the search for identity, we talked about Eric Erickson. We used the film The Breakfast Club to help illustrate some of the trials and tribulations that teenagers go through. You might turn around and use that as a guide to create your PowerPoint or your booklet or your presentation. So you want to be interesting with it, have some fun with it, okay? But any topic that you choose to do it on is fine. Option 2, which I'm a fan of, is the research paper. So you're talking about a 4 to 6 page research paper, APA format, and it's going to have 5 outside sources. The paper itself can be anything that's of interest to you from the book or from the notes or from our conversations together over the past 6 weeks. And this gives you an opportunity to turn around and research it more in depth. And when we say 5 outside resources, we're going beyond the internet. We really want you to turn around and look at library books and texts and journals and things of that nature. I've said this to you before, go visit the library in person. It's a nice place to go and hang out and have some quiet time to read through a lot of the material and really put your thoughts together. Makes it a little bit easier to do that rather than being at home in that environment, children, others, dropping in. So the library is always a good choice. 4 to 6 pages. So. The third thing is the self-reflection piece, where, again, I'm a big fan, as you know, of the self-reflection piece, the journey that all of you have been on that has brought you back here to Bay Path to complete your degree. And you know this, you've lived it. So if you go back over the course of the 6 weeks that we spent together and all the reading material, all the notes, you want to pick about 3 to 4 concepts out of each week and turn around and apply that to your self-reflection, to your paper, and sort of help tell a story, if you will. So you have your personal journey that you've been on. You're using the last 6 weeks together to turn around and take some of that material, tie it all into a nice academic paper based on your experience. And it's one of those things that I think will come naturally to you because you have lived it and you have experienced it. And hopefully this course, again, we've shed some light on a lot of things, and certainly I am more informed through our conversations together. So my thanks to you for that. And hopefully I've done the same for you. Remember, on day 1 I said to you that at the end of this course you're probably going to have more questions about the field then I've been able to answer. And if I've done that, then I've been successful. So those are some of the guidelines for you to turn around and keep in mind as we're trying to wrap up towards next week. Keep up with the readings, and I will see you all in class next Saturday.